the thing about Madala is, firstly, the uniqueness of his playing style. There's nothing quite like the Madala line as it's comes to be known.
If you ask Madala, he'll say he plays Madala line. He doesn't play Maskandi. He does his own thing. He's got this very unique voice with his music that no one else, for me, in the world sounds like him.
There's all kinds of South African influences in whatever he does. You know, there's Boer music in there. There's folk music. You know, whatever he does comes from that place where it's laced with emotion. So I think that attracts other musicians.
He's not straight down the line, you know, culturally correct in the songs that he's singing. These are his own songs, and he puts in influences, you know, from his other dealings with other musicians. So you can hear like jazzy overtones in his music that don't exist in traditional Zulu music.
For me, there's the way you know, he handles his voice, for example, musical voice. You know, it's not polished, you know, or painted. So there's like seems like a man who's very comfortable with himself and his ideas, and so quite genuine, I'd say.
Madala has an unusual stage presence, which I think is representative of who he is off stage as well. He's sort of an unvarnished soul, which is great in the sense that what you get from him is completely authentic.
It's really important. I think it's probably points to the way that true art and individualism, art is a big part of, you know, and originality. Madala certainly puts a stamp on that.
Madala's name was forever there, but you never knew the person, you've never heard him play, and you know, sometimes you even think that maybe it's somebody who is normal, you know, you count him amongst those who are late already.
He's an absolute legend in my eyes, and he's never been given that time. Here's a man that's not been recognized in his own country, but yet he's inspired a lot of young musicians, and you know, there's so many layers to his story. And
even though we don't know his story as South Africans, I think that's something that we really need to take a look at now while he's still alive.
South Africa's sadly a wasteland of, you know, amazing musicians who just don't make it because he's not commercially minded in any way.
Yeah, I met him through a friend. He was staying in a big room somewhere in Wamashu. Showed me his the vinyl, the big thing. So I looked at this thing and I was like, wow, this man on a record, I mean, this is a big guy. And when I looked at it at the back, he had a very serious lineup. Cato Manor was there, other guys from Sakile were there, and you know, it was amazing. And I was like, hey, wow, this is a legend in front of me here in Wamashu, and how did it happen that I don't know this guy?
Why is Madala so popular overseas and not at home? Why do we wait for people overseas to acknowledge and admire our talent before we even admire it? I mean, it's happened in the past to other musicians.
No one knows who Madala is here. You'll ask people who are hip to the groove with South African music and say, do you know who Madala Kunene is? People don't know who he is. It breaks my heart about Madala because he's so special.
As far as Madala is concerned, there are very few people I've met in my life that are so open to collaborations. So way back in 1995 we did the first collaboration with a guy called Max Lesser from Switzerland, a guitarist, who used to be the musical director for Andreas Vollenweider, a well-known person here in South Africa too.
he works with so many different musicians across genres, you know, and he has so many collaborators. And that goes back to the thing of being unaffected, is that in all of that, you know, it's so easy for an artist to be convoluted or to try and make compromises or to try and sell or to try to be relevant. But he seems to be this one-way train that he's so sure, and he knows himself so well, that he's unaffected by all these things that are coming at him from all angles.
Being non-educated, he has no inhibitions. He just plays, you know, whatever he projects, whatever turmoil that is inside of him.
So what is interesting with Madala is he loves to work with young people. Maybe that is why they get attracted to him.
Madala's music can go anywhere at any time. But if you get into the mood, then it's sort of not theoretical. It's a musical experience.
My first contact with Madala Kunene and his music was really was actually through a remix of one of his songs called Ubombo.
With Madala, there's just this thing that we just play off each other, and he responds and he listens so well, which is very important, you know, as a musician, to listen.
When you ask me, you know, Madala Kunene is the artist from South Africa, for me I say no, it's just artist. Because I think the artist is for the world, not just for South Africa or the Europe or the United States, or he is for everybody.